students, welcome to another English language class, and today we continue with the topic of a hard day's work. We have a speaking lesson today, and we will be comparing jobs like an Asian parent. This guy here. But wait a minute. We've all been in that situation where we have been compared with someone else, right? How does that feel? I wonder if it's the same for you.
My parents say my brother's better than me. उसके तरह बन, वरना कुछ नहीं हो पाएगा तेरा.
This time I know. If I don't score 95% like my friend Neha, मेरे parents society में शक्ल दिखाने लायक ही नहीं होंगे.
मैं इतना नालायक और आलसी हूँ कि मुझे 10th फेल नौकरी भी नहीं मिलेगी.
जैसे तो मेरे मार्क्स आते हैं, spending on my studies, it's a waste of money.
I'm ashamed to our family. I can't do anything. I'm worthless. I'm useless.
And I'm an embarrassment.
Cousins are better than me. My friends are better than me.
It's been 25 days since I stepped out of the room. बाहर जाऊंगी तो फिर दीदी से कंपेयर करेंगे.
Right? It's okay.
मुझे शर्म आनी चाहिए. मेरा कुछ नहीं हो सकता.
Can you relate? Do your parents compare you to other people just like those kids in that video? Yeah, when I was younger, I tasted a lot of that myself. It's funny, they always compare you to someone really amazing. Like the top student in the class, that neighbor's kid who always reads books everywhere he goes, or this random teenager that's running $1 million business featured on the newspaper that day. Hey son, why can't you be like this kid? This kid's awesome! And all that makes me feel, and I bet it makes you feel as well, that we are not good enough, that we're not worth it, we're not worthy of being their children. They don't like us, they want us to be someone else, and that's not fair, isn't it? As teenagers, we struggle with identity. We're trying to figure out who we are, our strengths and weaknesses. We are very uncertain about our future. We don't know if we'll be able to be independent. We don't know if there will be even a world left for us because global warming and how old people are ruining this earth. Everything can pile up and really make us feel like, what's the point, right? So I want you to know that I believe in you. That's the whole reason why I'm making all these videos. It takes a whole day for me to make one video. It's ridiculous. But I do it because I believe that the young people of today are capable of so many amazing things. And given the right equipment, the right exposure, the right knowledge, something as simple as a YouTube video like this can spark an unthinkable chain reaction in the young person's life. And maybe one day you will be able to solve a lot of the big problems that old people from my generation and the generations before me have created. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'm really hoping that you guys will work together much better than my generation did, and you guys will be brave, you guys will innovate, you guys will not be afraid to fail. On the flip side, I am a young parent, and I think I can understand what's happening in your life, and also I can understand what's coming from your parents. All the words that they say, it comes from a right place. They care about you, they're concerned. That's why they're voicing out, but they're so worried. They just don't know how to express it. When they were younger, they've been compared with other kids, so they think that, by doing this to you, it can help you become something like them. So this is how you deal with parents that are overcritical. Cool down. Don't get angry because that will shut them off from opening up their hearts and accepting your reasoning. Understand that all of this comes from their love and their care for you, and they're doing this because they are worried. They want you to exceed. They want to help you. So this is what you can do. I'm sure that you have some kind of plan for SPM. Share that plan with your parents. Make a timetable. Get one of those free timetables from the bank or whatever. Show your parents your plan, and also let them them know how they can help you, and also tell them how they have been helping you along the way and how much they've been an inspiration in your life. And I'm sure with this knowledge that my kid has a plan, my kid is doing something with their life, I need to do my best to support my kid. Hopefully your relationship with your parents will get better, and also they will be able to springboard you up to greater success. Next, let me show you what your assignment is for today. It's to record a 1-minute video, and I will give you a list of topics, but all you have to do is just choose one, okay? Are you interested in manual work or a more intellectual job? Do you think you might follow the same career as one of your parents? Do you believe that it's essential to go to university if you want to get a good job? What are the best ways to find work if you are unemployed or just leaving education? Do you think it's right that a cleaner is paid less than an accountant? Under what circumstances do you think it would be a good idea to quit your job? Now let's look at how we answer. First, you introduce yourself. Then you start by stating the topic. So which topic do you want to talk about? Which question? Then compare the two choices. How are they similar and how are they different? Choose the one you prefer and explain why. Finally, close with a thank you. This is the general plan for your speech. You can write your speech on paper first before you record yourself, but I want to give you some more tips. Now, during your speech, you should be doing some generalizations. And what generalizations do is they give a broader picture. Generally speaking, and then you give your generalization. So it's a sentence that gives us an idea of what you think. Most or a lot of the time, the generalization seems to be true. The generalization is often the case. As a rule, normally give your generalization here. Now, after you give generalizations, you should back up your generalization, right? Use examples to do so. What examples do is they support your points. For instance, and then you give the example. For example, and then you give your example, the generalization such as the examples. Generalization as in the case of the example here. Take note of these helpful expressions when you plan your speech later on. Next up, I'm going to give you an example of a speech. So I'm going to address the question, are you interested in manual work or a more intellectual job? Choose between manual work and intellectual work. Hello everyone, my name is Ahua from 5A at SMK. My topic is, are you interested in manual work or more intellectual jobs? Generally speaking, when people say manual work, they think about dirty and hard work, such as janitor, longkang cleaner, gardener, and construction worker. But manual work also can make a lot of money, you know. For example, if you have your own mechanic shop or if you are a contractor who do the renovation for people, can also make a lot of money, not bad. As for intellectual jobs, most of the time, people think that it is an office job with aircon and a lot of money, right? For instance, lawyer, doctor, astronaut, and scientist, right? But this intellectual job not always good. Starting salary only 3,000 ringgit in Malaysia? How can? You study 4 years, Study so hard for what? Only 3,000 ringgit? Is it really worth it though? Have to think about that, right? So for manual work and intellectual jobs, both of them you can make a lot of money also, and you can also make very little money. But the difference is for most of the manual jobs, go to a vocational school, get a diploma, you can already do the job. Whereas if you do the intellectual job, usually you have to study 4 years at university, then you get a degree, then you can get that job. So the intellectual job takes a longer time to get. Starting starting salary of manual work maybe not so good, but once you learn the skill in the future, you can open your own business and make the money fall down rain on you. Intellectual job, you study so hard, you come up starting salary only a few thousand ringgit. You want to buy car, Mercedes, you want to stay in a fancy apartment, also cannot ma. You show off to your friend, also cannot. Imagine your friend manual labor, they start work in 4 years, they already learn the skill how to be a good mechanic or how to build a good renovation. They can already start their business. Therefore, if I were to choose between them, I would actually choose an intellectual job. Mainly because my body, you see lah, my body is so small. I don't have the power to do the manual labor. But you see my head so big, my brain very big. I think I can do better job as an intellectual worker. In conclusion, both manual work and intellectual jobs have their own pros and cons. But I would choose intellectual job because it's more suitable for somebody like me. Thank you for listening. Take care. I hope that example was helpful to you. So plan your speech according to the tips that I given earlier. Record yourself for a 1-minute video, and when you're ready, upload it to the Google Forms. For my students, I will be giving you feedback, and for the students of other teachers, your teacher will do that for you. Next, let's look at the topic of writing a job application letter. Of course, this is a skill that you will need to learn for whatever job that you want to apply for in the future. So check out the next lesson.